Let's get into the game. There we go. Now we're in the game. Up at the top of the map is our red Zerg player from the team Zenex. He really would prefer to win this game.
Kyrix.
I'm not kidding, man. He'll be 0-4 if he doesn't.
He would prefer to win it.
He would really prefer to win this game. It's true. Yeah. And at the bottom of the map is our blue Terran player from the team NS Hoso. He's played pretty well. He's got a win. He's got a loss. He is.
NS Hoso.
I figured out what that song is about.
Oh boy, what?
Okay, so
right.
I figured it out. I looked it up. Turns out they were actually applying to be one of the musicians on Sesame Street.
Oh, no.
And they said, all right, well, give us a song, pretend that the letter of the day is O. So they're singing, let's get a O, 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 let's get a O, O.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's really what it was.
What's your favorite Muppet? Elmo! Mo! Ah, this song is ruining my life. All right.
Sorry. Yeah, so Kyrix is drone scouting very early because he'd prefer not to lose. It doesn't actually matter if he wins or loses right now, because right now the maximum wins he can get is 1.
Yep.
There's already a player with 3 wins and a player with 2 wins, which means he cannot possibly even tie.
Yeah.
So
he's basically out. I mean, if
he's out of. He's going to Code A. There's nothing that he can do about it. This is just a pride match for him. He's going to try to get at least 1 win, so he does not go down to Code A thinking, okay, I just got wiped out 4-0'd in my up and down group. And that SCV might actually die to that drone.
I think it might.
Oh, he repairs
look at that. Mass repair. I get by with a little help from my friends unless things lag. 3-3.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
And there's a pause. So we're going to find out what's going on there. There was a hiccup in the Matrix, man. The drone walked past twice. They changed something. Oh, no.
jjakji maybe accidentally kicked the Ethernet cord out of his computer.
Who knows? He looks at Kyrix. He's like, not like this. Not like this, mole trap. And just falls on top of his keyboard.
Although he did come out of the lag, so he's not disconnected from the game or anything like that. So we might resume here in just a moment.
Yep, probably will.
But yeah, we do have Kyrix just going for a fast hatchery. He scouted with the drone just to make sure he could see that it wasn't a 2-Rax. And in fact, it is a 2-Rax. There's actually a Rax proxied in the middle of the map that he doesn't know about. So he's expanded, and he may die for it.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see. Now, let's just kind of go over the wins and losses again. If jjakji wins this game, he's going to be 2-1, so that'll tie him up with Lucira as the second-place person right now. Obviously, Czech in first place in a big way, being 3-1. It's going to be hard to kind of overtake him. I don't think it's possible that we'll have a situation where there's like a 3-way 3-1 tie. I'd have to go back to m.gomtv.net and look at our list of matches, and you guys should go there as well. You can see kind of a nice little list of all the different matches from today. It's actually, I love that site. I have it bookmarked on my desktop. It's just a great place to go to see who's playing who. It's laid out very nicely. So yeah, let's look at that right now.
Well, Czech's last game is going to be against MC.
Yeah.
So let's say MC wins that game.
Well, it'd be against Lucira, actually.
You're right. I'm sorry. It would be against Lucira.
Yeah.
So if Lucira wins that game, actually, then Lucira and Czech are both 3-1, and then they both advance, period.
That's true. Although, would we go to...
But if... Okay. Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
We could go to the last one then.
No, you're right. If Czech beats Lucira... Okay, here's our
well, that doesn't show us the match results. Basically what you were going to say. No, go ahead. Finish it.
Yeah, if Czech beats Lucira, then he is 4-0, and then Lucira's 2-2. And if MC beats...
Well,
jjakji, then he could also be... So, basically it comes down to this. If Lucira wins, he and Czech advance. If Czech wins, then there could be a tie for second with more than one player being 2-2.
Yeah, well...
So that is the only chance that MC and that MC has right now.
If Czech loses, then him and Lucira are 3-1. We would go to game 10. jjakji and MC would play. If jjakji wins, he would also be 3-1, presuming that he wins this game.
Yeah, if he wins this game, then he'll be 2-1 also.
Yeah. Now, with that, I would have to imagine there would be a tiebreaker system where basically the winner between the ties of the games they played against each other, possibly. But I actually don't know, Moltrap.
I think in a tie situation, usually, and I'm actually not sure that's how it works with the up-and-down matches, but usually you go back to the match that they played.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
So if Czech and Lucira are tied or something like that, then whoever won that match. Yeah, that's what you're saying, but I'm just confirming.
It's a pretty even group right now.
But sometimes if you end up with
enough.
a three-way tie, you actually have to have just playoff matches as well, depending on the situation.
Well, I'm ready for more if you are, Moletrap.
I
was taking a drink of my Pepsi Next Zero.
Yeah, man.
Almost dropping it there. I was like, oh!
Once they casted a tournament that... Oh, and we actually did have to leave the game, so we'll restart that game.
Yep. Got to restart jjakji's computer, I guess.
Okay. I actually did cast a series once where it was a round-robin type thing like this, like the up-and-down matches are, and there was a three-way tie, and they had to play a tiebreaker set. And that was a three-way tie, and they had to play another tiebreaker set, and that was a three-way tie, and they had to play another third tiebreaker set. So
I don't know.
It happens.
Well, we've got all night. I'm not doing anything later. I don't know about you. I'm fine. Yeah.
I got nothing else to do.
You know what happened, I bet? Czech was driving the old vehicle of esports technology there, and jjakji tried to...
And he was texting, and he drove the vehicle of technology into a tree?
jjakji tried to get in afterwards. Czech brought the vehicle of esports technology back to the house. Czech gets in. Seat's not adjusted correctly. The rear view mirror is different. So annoying, so he had to, fix all that. That's what he's doing right now. He's getting the vehicle of esports technology right how he likes it.
I'll bet
He'll be fine.
I'll bet Kyrix didn't even fill it up with gas when he brought it.
Probably not. That jerk. I actually like Kyrix. I think he's a fun, entertaining guy to watch. He's not doing very well today, but he's an aggressive guy. It's kind of fun. Yep.
In any case, so we're gonna get started here on the next game pretty soon. As soon as jjakji does restart his computer.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit of the replay.
Yeah, let's just put that
behind us. If we can get that on screen, actually, we'll see if we can.
Yeah, there we go. We'll get that on our screen.
We can find out a little bit more about what happened with MC versus Czech from the previous series.
Well, this was such a cool game. I mean, of course, it ended with that Nidus, and like we mentioned, the best thing about that was Czech really just taking advantage of the weird things that MC was doing. The strange wall in, the decision to go air again, and MC just never scouted it.
I mean you're right. If he'd gotten that strange wall off into like 5 gates, then if he'd had a bunch of zealots, he could have theoretically done something to hold that off. But he had one zealot and 1 sentry or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other drawback of the type of build that MC was doing too is that he just doesn't have a lot of scouting. He has to try to rely on drones to get in there and see things until the Stargate tech gets out. And a lot of times, if your opponent is going for something like Czech did, then you don't have time to really see that before it's too late. I actually love this game. This was my favorite game of the day right here, actually.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Very, very fun. Cool decision by Czech to go for that Nidus.
Yeah, absolutely.
And really just, see through MC's plans and see the flaw in it and just take advantage of it. Very nice move. And it really is, it was a little bit slim because as you can see here, he didn't really have much to deal with that Void Ray. If he'd had the leeway to follow up with that Phoenix that he was building right at this point, then he could have done some damage to Czech's base, although...
Yeah, pretty much.
And look at that, there's just nothing there.
From here, it's just a bad memory for OGSMC.
Trying to build a second Void Ray, but...
Yep. Probes fleeing for their lives.
Yeah. His only hope was to try and hide all of his probes over by his 2 cannons until he got the Void Ray to kill all the Zerglings, but...
Yeah, pretty much.
Zerglings actually just kill buildings faster than Void Rays can kill them.
Yeah, the Zerglings did pretty much own those Nexuses. The drones came back for a second. They're like, oh, we don't want to fight. But it was really, really good of Czech, too, just to block the ramp like that. Actually, MC even force-fielded the ramp, which is kind of a strange decision if he wanted his probes to get in there and save his Nexus. It was just way too late either way at that point.
Yeah.
But
and by the way, that
interesting game.
The Hangul, the Korean alphabetic character that MC wrote there at the end of that game was the H sound. So it was, what he wrote was kind of like a ha-ha. So he was saying like ha-ha before he said GG. So he was taking it whimsically.
Well, that could be definitely true. It also shares the letter G on the keyboard too. So you see it a lot of times when players mean to type GG and they still have the Hangul activated too.
That's right.
But yeah, you do see that.
No, you're right. That might have
sometimes.
been in it too.
Yep. You never know. There's like a million different ways people type GG in
I thought it was
Korea,
the other
actually.
one. I thought it was the one, but that's actually a W. But the reason why people type WW is because the W is on the same character on the Hangul keyboard as the ch sound, so it's kind of like ch
sound, yeah.
ch.
Yep. And then sometimes you see him type the symbol that looks like this, and then this one, and that's G. So then you type GG. If they're typing out the entire thing, it's actually 2 character blocks.
Gigi.
Yep, GG. Learning about foreign languages here at the GSL. Actually, Hangul's really easy to read. Like this sounds surprising, but you can actually learn to read Korean, like sound it out at least, in about 3 hours. I'm not even kidding. You can memorize the alphabet that quickly, and you can learn how it's all put together. It's really easy.
Yeah, I've been watching Korean broadcasts for years now, and when I found that out, I was like, oh, why didn't I just learn that years ago? Because it was really easy to do, and oftentimes you can recognize some words just by sounding them out.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to know what's in your dish and it says cheese, that's cheese.
Yep.
You know there's cheese in that dish, so if you're vegan, you don't eat that.
Well, a lot of technology, too. They basically just took the English word and sounded out with Korean characters, so you can read a lot of signs here in Korea, too.
Yeah, exactly.
They call that Konglish. I know you know that, but I'm acting like it's interesting. So it is, but... Yeah, so you can actually read a lot of signs here in Korea too once you read Hangul. If you ever decide to come to Korea, which you should because it's a great country, you should definitely take a little bit of time and learn how to read Hangul. You can get around so much easier.
Yeah, it
here.
makes a lot of things easier.
Yeah.
But we are actually going to get back into the remake of this game in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Yep.
They know you hated that song so much, they changed the song.
Hear what I think I heard. Anyway, down at the bottom of the map is our red Zerg player. Where does he want to go after this game? Who only knows? He is.
Kyrix.
What? I wasn't listening to the other song, so I didn't hear it.
Might go hang out with his friends. Who knows?
He's
up
I know where he's going.
Of the map.
He's going to Code A. That's where.
That's actually true. That's where he's going.
I'm sorry.
No, that was good, man. That was worth messing up jjakji's intro. He's tired. He's like rubbing.
He already
his eyes.
got an intro, man.
Can't
he doesn't need
him.
another one.
That's true. We already did it once for this game. Thank you, Pepsi, GSL, and Ola eBook for your sponsorship of the Global StarCraft 2 League. Now, will jjakji do the same thing he did last game? That's what I'm really wondering about.
Do you know what an Ole ebook is?
Yeah, it's an ebook made by the Ole company.
So it's like the Korean Kindle, basically?
I believe so, yeah. I'm 99. Yeah, it is. That's actually what it is. I believe it's probably based on an Android core that seems to be pretty common for ebooks these days. I'm getting kind of technical now, but I digress. And look at that. There it is. A mirror of last time. We do have the barracks proxied a little bit forward. He is going 2 racks. Spawning pool first, though, for Kyrix, so he's going to be in pretty good shape to defend this. He's going to have as good a chance as any anyway.
I wonder... he went hatch first last game, right? Last start?
I don't remember. He might have, but I feel like he didn't. I feel like he did,
maybe
but I
not.
honestly don't remember.
Okay, never mind.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I just wasn't sure if he changed his plan at all. I know they're not allowed to, like, their coaches can't, if there's a restart like that, their coaches can't go in there and be like,
oh, yeah, of course.
He went for a proxy racks.
Yep. Yeah, they don't allow that. You have to kind of sit in the booth, chill out. The GOM Wizard, of course, can come in and help you out. Other than that, you're stuck in the booth for potentially all time, depending on how long it takes to restart a computer, yeah. All time, man.
Yeah, it actually... we have a special system on jjakji's computer. Otherwise, it would take forever to restart, like literally forever.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a bunker action going on here. He's got a few SCVs here.
Look at that. A lot of drones being pulled right away by Kyrix. Nice response. He's going to chase those all the way back, but as a Marine count gets higher, this may be a little bit more dangerous, but Kyrix is doing a really good job of trying to surround those. Ooh, but I think he over-pursued.
Definitely did.
This is not looking good for Kyrix one bit.
Oh my god.
That was horrible.
That was actually horrible. He just lost 6 drones in that.
He really, really over-pursued there, and now it's going to be very, very difficult to hold this off.
Here's the thing. He was trying to kill off the SCVs so he couldn't be bunkered, but he just brought in another SCV. There's still bunkers going down. Lots of Marines. Those Zerglings are not enough to take care of those Marines.
Very, very nice micro by jjakji. The drone on the back is like, what? And then it dies.
There's the GG.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that was fast.
Kyrix just really didn't give a flip about this game.
Ouch, man. Well, I mean, he's going down to Code A anyway. I mean, he's 0-4 now. That's rough, man. jjakji is 2-1. Poor Kyrix. What a way to end it. That's rough. I feel for this guy. But, you know, he really went a little bit crazy with the drones. Not a lot you can do, though, in that situation. It's really tough.
I mean, he didn't micro them terribly well.
Well, here's the thing,
jjakji
too.
microed his Marines pretty well.
He microed them very well, but here's the thing, too, is that it's almost harder, and just in a lot of the games I've seen, it seems like it's almost harder to hold that off if you go pool first, just because you have, you know, that many less drones. And Zerglings do have less hit points than drones as well, so they, you know, although they do 1 more damage and attack faster, they do die quicker as well. So if you see players going for, like some of the European Zergs, go for an extremely, you know, greedy hatch first, and then they just have so many drones that they can hold that off even easier, per se. So, you know, the pool first may have actually hurt him. But I think the big thing, of course, was sending all those drones so far up the map. That was the big mistake, I think, in that game.
Yeah, and I mean, he was trying to, like, make sure those bunkers didn't go up, but just didn't really handle it very well. And the thing is when you do that, when your drones are almost about to die, you got to pull them back.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He just let them all die. Even at the end there, when 4 of his drones were like getting into the yellow health, he should have pulled back then, but instead he waited so he could. Anyway, so Kyrix is out. We'll be back in 5 minutes to see the rest of these matches.
Yeah.